That's me. You're probably wondering how I got here. Well, it's a long story. Hello. My name's Josh, and I went to Africa. Hold on 1 second. In Africa, we did find a tiger. This little guy. He's gonna grow up to be 300 pounds one day. He's a distracting little booger. Anyway, I went to Africa, and we went to Africa to help people. Well, I guess my dad helped people. My dad's a chiropractor, and he was adjusting people there. He, with the help of my sister and her husband, adjusted 1,600 people, a lot of people. And there was a lot of help needed and a lot of help that was given through God working through them. And it was beautiful. I mean, there was people that struggled to walk. They had bad joints, bad discs, bad legs, came in on crutches, babies that couldn't walk. Everyone got help in some way. Maybe they weren't cured or healed or the blind could see again, but they did get help. And it was beautiful and amazing. I think God was in that place and God was working through them, and it was just beautiful. We also went with this guy named Pastor Brad, who's my dad's best friend. He had some great messages, some life-changing messages even. And basically his message was,
God, may they so walk the walk of love that they become an irresistible pull on every person outside of your kingdom.
to love others like they've never been loved before, to spread Christ, just like Jesus did. He loved others no matter where they came from, no matter who they were. He loved them and brought them to Christ. Hey, look at this goober. What is he doing? What is he thinking? He's crazy. But yeah, that's why we went to Africa. And now I want to talk about how. And this part's a little more scripted, but sort of on the plane back, I was feeling all these feelings. I wasn't sure whether to make a video or not. I was just thinking about everything, about how the whole trip was and how everything went. Sort of just on the plane, I felt like I knew what to say. And I was just reflecting on everything, all the messages, the whole trip, and how much it really did change my life and change my perspective. I started this paragraph of "it changed my life" with, I don't even know how to start. I was so confused on the plane about what just happened. It was like the moment where it feels like you're in the right place at the right time. It felt like that for the whole week. And it's not like I was really supposed to be there. I'm just like a college student, a lukewarm Christian. I mean, I have all these problems and I sin and I'm really not close to God or anything like that. And somehow I was on the trip with my dad, and I'm not a chiropractor. Like I'm nothing. But somehow I was on the trip, and it was somehow each message was designed for me to hear. And it's like the pastor, Wasonga, always says,
nobody ever came in your presence and reigned the same.
If you are in the presence of God, you cannot remain the same. And he was saying that all week, and it was just so relatable. I also reflected on, how can these people of Africa and Kenya be so happy when they have so little, especially compared to people in the US? They have a small house, they lack money, they lack food. They were just grateful to be in school, to have food, to be able to worship a God, to be able to wake up every day and be alive. They were so grateful and so happy, filled with joy and smiling and laughing. It was crazy. Like, they were just so happy. It made me think about, how do these people who have nothing praise a God? How do they praise a God for putting them in this situation where life is way harder than the US? If they were born somewhere else, their life would be so much easier. But talking to the people there, it seemed like they were just happy to be alive, to have the miracle of life. It made me think about how complicated we are as humans. Our bodies just work, and everything works in the universe. And how did the universe start? The God that created the world is the God that created you. He knows your name, and he knows what you need. He can heal. He can do anything in your life. Imagine the God that made the universe, how much better that God knows what you need and what your plan should be than me as a human. I know nothing. I am nothing. The God that created me has a purpose for me. This morning I woke up. Is that not a miracle? This morning I woke up, which means God still has a purpose in my life. And I pray that anyone who hears this message would think about God and think about their life and think about, am I really just floating on a rock with no purpose besides being here? Think about how implausible that seems, that the world came from nothing. And if something was here, how did that something get here? How did the Big Bang happen? How was something always here? Logically, that doesn't make any sense. Matter cannot come from nothing, and matter cannot always be here. There is a God, there is a creator, there's something higher than ourselves, and it's impossible to say there isn't. If it's Christianity, I hope it's Christianity. I hope that's the right religion. I can never say with 100% certainty, but I believe in Jesus, I believe in God, I believe in the Holy Spirit, and I pray that you will too. And yeah, that's it for It Changed My Life, because it really did. It put things into perspective for me to be more grateful, to be more loving, and to love others like they've never been loved before, to bring them to Christ. That's it for that section. Hello. Where we went, it was called Gitterai 45. We went to Kimbo Pifa Church. It was small houses, tin and brick houses, and there were some couple story houses. It was nice, but it wasn't too great. And there was parts of Kenya that are super, super nice, like downtown Nairobi, or there's just like these random neighborhoods where you can buy houses, and like the houses are relatively cheap. For this trip, we had this driver named Bennett, and Bennett was a crazy driver, and everyone's a crazy driver there. There's people jaywalking, which is legal, I guess, and it was just insane. We would drive on like the super highway, and the super highway would have speed bumps on it, like massive speed bumps, like 4-foot tall speed bumps, it felt like. And it was like insane. It was like, what? And they told us it's because people don't follow the driving rules there, like with stop signs. They don't have stop signs. I didn't see a single stop sign there. There was crosswalks on the super highway. It was insane. But we made it. We made it to the church, Pifa Kimbo, and the church was very, very nice. It was a humongous church, so many people. I think they said there's like 1,500 seats, and I had to talk in front of everyone and say, hi. God was definitely in this place and worked through all the doctors here, and thank you. It was pretty cool. It was fun. And then one time I was dancing on stage. That's the video you saw at the beginning, and it was really fun. They love their church service. It's like their day out. They work 6 days a week, 12 to 18 hour days. Crazy. They're working so hard. And then they come to church on Sunday, which is their day off, and they jam out to this music that is blasting loud. Like blasting. Like I wore earplugs and it was still pretty loud. It was crazy. And everyone there made me feel so welcome and so loved. People were just happy and grateful. And they loved white people. It was so weird. It's really rare for them to see white people. So it was like, wow, that's crazy. And all the kids would call us like Mzungu, which means like white boy. So they were like saying, white boy, what's up, white boy? And like, those are just the kids. And then they'd come up and like shake our hand and like want to touch us. And we went to this one school and they started like rubbing my hair and they started like shaking our hand and they surrounded us. It was crazy, bro. It was absolutely crazy. It was weird because they were so similar to us. All the people there, I mean, they're just people. I was talking mostly to the young people because, I mean, I'm kind of young, I'm 21. But they all have hopes and dreams just like us. They want to go to school, get a good job, and a lot of them want to come to America, like a lot. And they were just wonderful people. And yeah, it was just amazing meeting so many of these lovely people. And I want to shout some people out. I got a whole list, okay? We got Mercy, Moses, Nick, Felix, Francis, Michael, Ken, Sharon, Susie, Bennett, Charles, Phoebe, Hope, Rishi, Peter the piano player, Chris the chef, Paul, Julius, Pastor Osanga, and Ivy, my queen. She was awesome. She was lovely. One of the coolest girls I've ever met. Yeah, it was a great trip. It was just eye-opening to meet all these people who had very little and they were so grateful. and just lovely people. And one of the things I did expect though was the safari. We went on this crazy safari where we saw lions, giraffes, ostriches, wolves, rhinos. Those things were huge. We saw pretty much everything, and then we fed some giraffes as well, and it was just lovely. It was a lovely trip. It wasn't exactly what I was expecting. It changed my life. It really did. It put into perspective how good things are in the US and how grateful we should all be. It was just great to help people out and great to see the change in people after their adjustment. It was an amazing, lovely trip. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Elariako, that's how are you? Nakupenda, I love you. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe. I hope each and every one of you find God, and I'm praying for you if you made it this far. And thanks for watching.